What up, YouTube? I have a mixture of nacho cheese Doritos, some cheddar sour cream ruffles, some Mexican four cheese blend, mm. Oh my god, YouTube, that's so good. We have a Mexican four cheese blend, shredded cheese, mixed with some cheddar sour cream onions from Ruffles. Like the cheddar sour cream and onion Ruffles. And some nacho cheese Doritos. And then 2 cups of garlic butter on top from Domino's. Pretty fucking tasty stuff. So I took those garlic butter cups and used them in my nachos. Your nachos do this? See, if your nachos aren't doing this, YouTube, you ain't making nachos the right way. Look at that cheese pull. The majority of these nachos are just the cheddar sour cream Ruffles, the sprinkle of Doritos, that Mexican four cheese blends. Mm, mm. Made me a plate of nachos. Delicious. You know that Mexican four cheese that I use from Ukraine? It's shredded. You sprinkle it on top and you melt it. Yeah. Oh yeah. I took 2 cups of that garlic butter from Domino's and poured it on top. Some weekend fun nachos. Mm. And nachos, if they ain't doing, look at that. Look, see that? Do you not see that sexy cheese pull, YouTube? If your nachos ain't doing this, oh, YouTube, if your nachos aren't pulling like that, then you ain't making nachos. These beautiful nachos, that cheese pull. Mm. Look, if your nachos aren't doing this, you're not making nachos the right way. God damn it, Cobra always has the sexiest cheese pull when he makes nachos. And I'm over here like, ooh, somebody stop me. Some like weekend nachos made. Okay, if your cheese is not pulling like this, you're not making nachos. Mm. You can have nachos like this if you watch my videos. Pour down a plate of like your cheddar sour cream ruffles, and then your nacho cheese Doritos. You use a 4 cheese Mexican blend of shredded cheese. And then you pour 2 garlic butter cups on top. Microwave it in the oven. And it didn't take long in my microwave to get it to the perfect consistency. YouTube, when your nachos are doing that, you see let me get a close up of that cheese pull. If your nachos aren't doing that, then you ain't making nachos the right way. Forget adding bacon to those sons of bitches. Like if you ain't got the cheese pull, man. See, look at that. Look at that sexy fucking cheese pull right there. See that, YouTube? That's how you make nachos. I like garlic butter that I poured on top has melted into the cheese. Like YouTube, these nachos mm, are delicious. Forgive me, YouTube, but these nachos are greasy from the Domino's garlic cups, garlic butter, 2 cups of that on top. And then on top of being greasy, they're also cheesy. Mm. It's like some fried potato skins. That's basically what it is. You take your crisps or your chips, put some like shredded cheese on top, and hit it in the microwave for a couple seconds. And you get that beautiful cheese pull, YouTube. Yeah, I'm going live and I'm defending Sydney Watson. And everyone's going to call me a simp and a grifter chaser, and fuck them. None of these fucking assholes who are attacking Sydney Watson have any idea what it's like to be a female, let alone to be sexually harassed in a society that only seems to care about what you're doing personally. Like, it's the truth. Nobody gives a shit about women and men. It's all about who's the more prettiest and most successfulest. It's what it is. And if you don't believe me, it's disgusting, our society. I'll tell you what ain't disgusting, these fucking nachos. They're almost gone, YouTube. Mm. These cheesy little bastards. Lunch fit for a king, YouTube. Okay, this is how you make nachos. If your nachos aren't pulling like that, that was the sexiest nacho cheese nachos pull I've had in a hot minute. So it's like, all right now. These nachos are artery clogging, cheesy good, greasy good, bad for your heart. Yeah. It's a straight high blood pressure and one fucking plate of nachos, dude. Ugh. Now I lately dumped like 2 cups of garlic butter from Domino's onto my nachos, and all that butter just melted right on top of the nachos, and it was super tasty. Like, then I got all these chips sitting in a pile of butter. No, fuck me. You know, your nachos got enough butter when you're doing that. When that number right there, it's like, ooh, butter. You know, I got enough butter and grease in these nachos when I'm doing that. The amount of cheese and grease and butter, like cheese, grease, and butter. Christ Almighty. Oh yeah. It's fucking tasty, YouTube. 1 second. All right, you bloody bastards. Mhm. Those nachos didn't have to have bacon bits to be tasty. If you're getting cheese pull like that on your nachos, that's how you do it. You know. Mm. Bloody hell, that's tasty. Grab me a cup of water. 1 second. Got a cup of ice cold water here. Oh, bloody hell, I know I eat like shit, but I don't care. It tastes so good. Like, dude, if you were to take like your favorite chips, crisps, whatever you want to call them, and like some shredded cheese, because the Europeans call it crisps. And you had like some cheese on top, and then you put it in the microwave for a couple seconds until your nachos have that fucking that cheese pull. That's just oh, that was some sexy cheese pull, YouTube. I was sitting there going, "Damn it, Cobra!" I wonder if he's ever gonna go live. The internet keeps cutting out on me, man. Well, I'm trying to do this fucking video response, and it's just like, God damn it. It is what it is. Take a break from like these fucking nachos, dude, are greasy and cheesy and just good. In a health conscious society, these nachos are bad. But they taste so good. Oh my fucking god. You ever take like nacho cheese Doritos? Uh, the kind of nachos that Elvis Presley would gorge out on. I'm like, dude, you like bacon cheeseburgers and burgers in general? Oh, bud, that's how you. Excuse me. I was watching this here Sydney Watson bit this guy was doing.
The Vice episode where she was there with Pearl and whatever, and she was pushing back against the rabid SJW. Sure, any like sane person, left or right, would have had a problem with what those crazy people were saying.
Yeah, I'm all for being a SJW, which is a social justice warrior, and I'm all for doing that. But like, some people take it too far. They do. But when you act like a social justice warrior with this bullshit agenda, because it's like, oh hey, you're a Christian, so automatically you're better than everyone else, right? Two left. Drink the other one. Yeah. People are like, what's the deal with Sydney Watson getting a lawsuit involved? Like, oh shit. A lawsuit. So you got a tuxedo with a cop badge. Lawsuit. Okay, that was a really bad joke, but
Yeah, she gets on that issue in that moment. You get support, but not carte blanche. Breaking your contract. There's a reason why she didn't sue for breach of contract. There's a reason why she didn't sue for that. Why she had to go for this. Over on Locals, Squid sent a $10 tip saying, I hope Jeremy doesn't have to learn the hard way that you never should go into business with a friend. I've never seen a friendship survive a business partnership. It ruins it. It ruins it. I was speaking with a good friend.
although it doesn't have to, if you go into a business with your buddy, it doesn't have to, YouTube. Uh, exactly my point. If you go into a business with your friend and then like y'all get greedy over the profits, it doesn't have to be like that, you know. But unfortunately, people do get rather greedy about it, and it's sad. It really is. Hey, hey, there's the $55 from my Cash App and PayPal. Pretty sweet. Yeah, I appreciate you all donating to Cash App and PayPal over the weekend. That is most definitely what's up. After all this video response nonsense is done, I'll be giving shout outs for sure. Let's see how negative my account is first. Oh, look at that. Currently, my account is only negative $109.68. That's a good feeling to go from like $200 to $300 in the negative to all of a sudden now it's only $109, you know. I've only got like two beers left. And honestly, I don't care because that $55, let's just go ahead and transfer that to my bank account. Would you like to transfer $54.18? Basically all the money? Yes, do it. Do it. Money is on the way. Excellent. I don't care if I'm down to my last two beers. Uh, I gotta get my account out of the negative. I've been trying to fucking do that for like the last couple of days and while also making some magic wands to do it. Mm. And that's what's up because that'll definitely help with that situation. Oh, that is just fucking beautiful because now I'm only negative $55.50. That was a power play on my part. I'm like, man, this sucks. I'm down to my last two beers. And I'm like, spend more money on alcohol. But wait a minute, Cobra. You're supposed to be cutting down on your drinking. So, and your account's in the negative. Now it's only like negative $55. So that's good. It went from being like $300 in the negative to like, I'm getting better at monitoring my money and, you know, got a Voodoo Ranger Imperial IPA. Oh, would you look at that? So I do appreciate the fans donating their money to me over the weekend. That definitely took the financial strain off, even if it's only $55 in the negative. Now I don't have to worry about making a shit ton of wands to get my account out of the negative. But I'm still gonna make like four more wands and then get them all painted. Oh yeah, it foamed over. It foamed over. That's all right. Last beer for the video. My account's been super in the negative like the last couple of days, and that shit sucks, dude. It was worth it because I had a bitchin' Super Bowl party, you know, and a nice Super Bowl party spread.
Lawyer down here, and he has a neighbor who's a nice guy, but he's like, look, he's my neighbor. I don't really want to be friends with him that closely because we're going to have, property line disputes, boundary stuff. This is here, this is there. You want to put some distance between business and friendship. Same thing with family. Put that away. Well, let's go. Let's go here. So, um, she suffered injury, derailment of her career in conservative commentary. So that's what she's concerned about here, right? Is she a conservative? I'll let you guys answer that question. Is she a conservative? And they were creating a hostile work environment, right? A hostile work environment, allowing sexual harassment and discriminating against her on the basis of her sex and religion. Guys,
It's the truth. Sydney Watson's not lying, dude. Sydney Watson identifies as an atheist, and that's what separates me from Eliza Schaefer and the Blaze TV YouTube channel. Is if Sydney Watson was gracious enough to be a guest on my YouTube channel, I wouldn't be like, okay, Sydney, you have to become a Cobra Angel in order to, you know, fuck that. I'm like, if Sydney doesn't want to believe in my cult, that's her choice. Super fucking rude, dude. This is why a lot of fucking Christians get the hypocrisy and backlash that they get. Because in the Bible it says you cannot force other people to think like you. Okay, for you to call yourself a self righteous Christian, I'm like, yeah, you got the self righteous part right. Holy shit. And Sydney Watson said that she is an atheist. She doesn't believe in any sort of deific force. You know, if Sydney were to be a guest on my podcast, I wouldn't be like, okay, listen here, you little fucking, you know, you got to believe in Satan or. And that's basically what Eliza Schaefer did. It was like, hey, that's kind of the fun about having a guest on your podcast is that okay, not everyone's gonna think like you. Some people are agnostic, some people are atheist, and some people are Satanist, and that challenges your thinking, and that's why you got pissed off at Sydney Watson because how dare she, right? Like, oh, because she's a girl and because she's atheist, you're gonna sexually harass her based off of her religion. And it's disgusting. I'm like, this is why Christians are fucking assholes. Not all of them, because don't get it twisted. My grandparents go to church, and I do not. I love all of my remaining grandparents to pieces. Okay, so if they go to church, I do not judge them for it. As long as they don't judge me for practicing witchcraft, it's pretty straightforward. You don't judge me, I don't judge you. Everyone hates sickos. We're all good. Okay, so there you go. Pretty straightforward. But meanwhile, here's Elijah Schaefer and everyone else at Blaze TV. Okay, what? Like this isn't a matter of oh, she's just a girl looking for money. Like the guy ranting on this crap is a total fucking Chad. That's not trying to be insulting, but there we are. Now, could you imagine, like, if this were reversed, if like Eliza Schaefer was being attacked for being Christian and for being conservative on top of it, he would throw a fucking huge fit about how the left is full of shit and they're all just libtards and uh. But Sydney does it and nobody says shit. Now it's oh Sydney, you're a piece of shit. And it's like what? Fuck. That is so gross. Oh, get off of there. Oh, that's better. Oh, I'm sorry. That was gross. I'm all sitting there like trying to get that like. Oh, they'll get me brownie points on YouTube. Cobra blowing a booger out of his nose. Be like, oh, that's better. Sorry, I had a hard time breathing and I was so super gross. So I apologize for those of you who are just like, ew. Like you picture Elijah Schaefer being the unwanted burger clogging up your nose, and you're just like, I'm like, okay, are Christians and trans people like the most fragile individuals on the planet? Because anytime you question their bullshit, everyone calls you an asshole. But like, it's like, and then on top of that, the best part about this whole thing is like Jesus said, "Come as you are," and these self-righteous hypocrite Christians are like, "How dare you?" Like, I don't want to watch the whole 2 hours of this BS because I go live and I'm airing this video response. I can breathe again. There we go. Beautiful. And it's like, maybe this guy might make a couple of good points that I'll agree on, but overall, it's like, man, I'm over here like, so there's this dude calling himself the legal mindset. And the dude comes off as a little homophobic, and it's just like, Bro, what do you got against gays? Like Elton John came out as gay a long time ago. The dude's got bigger balls than you do. Yeah, that's what sexual harassment is. It's like an unwanted booger stuck in your nose that makes it so you can't breathe. Because now when I breathe, it's like I can breathe through both of my nostrils, but before it was like only going up this nostril, and I was like, no, it probably would have been a bit more appropriate to do that into a Kleenex, but I digress. I wasn't really thinking that far into it. I was just thinking, oh, I can't breathe. Hold up. Oh, gross. Now, of course, everyone on YouTube is gonna give me shit for it. Like, ew. Like, and then come to think of it, didn't one of my YouTube trolls send me Kleenexes? 'Cause they thought I was gonna cry on Valentine's Day because I didn't have a girlfriend. And I'm like into civil defiance. I'm like, fuck my trolls. They're a bunch of miserable ass fuckers. And furthermore, it's like, okay, yo, I'm not trying to simp after Sydney Watson. Because to be fair, I have a lot of female YouTubers that are super attractive that I watch. Sydney's just on the list. You know, I have a shit ton of fangirls that want to fuck me. Okay, so it's not about Sydney Watson dating me, let alone fucking me. It's a civil rights matter as far as I'm concerned. You know, you're a female being sexually harassed, and it's so overplayed in our society. You'll have cunts like Amber Heard who lie about it, and that's the kind of crap that discredits Sid's story, you know. Like, oh great, another fucking male whinging on about how a female accused him of rape or some shit, you know, and it's so overplayed. On the rare hand, it is actually legit, and if Sydney Watson legitimately did, in fact, experience sexual harassment at the hands of her coworkers. The reason why she's suing Blaze is because it happened because of Eliza Schaefer and friends that she called her friends, you know?
A At its core, the concept of a hostile work environment is a feminist socialist notion.
Oh my fucking God. Spoken like a true fucking male pig. Okay, let me ask you this, guy. If you're at your lawyer's office and you can't get your lawyer stuff shit done because some fucking female that you're not into is hitting on you, and then you're being told by the society around you, if you don't accept it, you're a faggot who doesn't like girls. And then if you reject a woman on top of it, it's like, well, you can't handle a strong female. You know, that's how it is for guys when it comes to sexual harassment. And so now your defense is to say, well, it's all the feminists' fault. Fuck you. This idea that, okay, and you know, have you ever watched any of Sydney Watson's videos? You know, Sydney Watson sits here and says she's not the biggest fan of feminism because of what it fucking does to women in today's modern pop culture. Pop, I'm more like beer culture. I know, like over the last couple of fucking days, people are gonna be watching my videos going, Jesus Christ, Cobra. You're saying some pretty fucking nasty shit about women. And it's like, yeah, 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 that's the dating scene. Fuck off. Let's examine the issue at its base core. And when you see some asshole on YouTube who's just like, oh, the only reason Sydney Watson's bitching about sexual harassment is because she's a fucking closeted feminist. And I'm like, dude, you're a closeted little faggot. And it's like, no judgment, man. Like, even if you're not gay, who cares? Like, it's beside the point. Like, you see this on YouTube and it's just like, what? Uh, yeah. So hashtag I stand with Sydney. Uh, I'm not just saying that because I think Sydney Watson's cute and I follow her videos. This is beyond that YouTube. This is now me being like, okay, as a man, how would I feel if I were in Sydney Watson's shoes? You know, I watch Sydney Watson's videos, and she has this attitude of, I want to crawl into a blanket, I want to crawl into my safe space, and I don't want anyone to bug me, and just leave me alone. You know, and that's the fucking feeling. I feel that because it's like I'm getting attacked for just being King Cobra JFS. You know, everyone's super mad at Sydney Watson, like, oh wow. And it's like, fuck all of you. None of you getting mad at Sydney Watson. You know, and you're mad because, okay, you're a dude, and if you experience sexual harassment, you're just expected to take it. You know, you don't have the female privilege that women have. So, like, if you feel uncomfortable by the opposite sex as a man, you get called a sexist. But if women fucking feel uncomfortable because of you, it's because you're a dangerous, bad man, and that men are evil, and that if you're white and cisgendered, you're the worst. Okay, Cobra, calm down. Breathing. Because nobody looks at it as sexual harassment. When men get sexually harassed by women, nobody says the same things that they say to women. No one's going to be like, oh, well, you poor thing. Yeah, she's a royal cunt for flexing her female privilege on you like that. No, she's not a strong woman. She's just a little slut who needs some cock. If you're a female and you abuse your female privilege to sexually harass men and get away with it, you're a fucking slut and a cunt. There, I said it. And I'm like, especially when you have tons of women who bitch about this issue all the time, like, oh my God, men are the worst. I'm so sick and tired of men and their dicks. And it's just like, what did I do wrong? Like the food he eats is so greasy and unhealthy, and the speech he speaks is so woke that society can't handle it. Because there's going to be a lot of people who look at what I have to say right now and go, "You're a fucking asshole! How dare you question the patriarchy?" And I'm like, "Honey, the patriarchy fucking exists for both genders. There's so much crap that women can get away with that men can't." And it fucking damages men emotionally, sexually, physically, etc. And you never talk about that, but it's only when men do it, right? It's only when men do it, okay? And I'm not trying to discredit Sydney Watson's allegations. I'm just saying that there are some really shitty people out there, and it's like the society we live in that hates men and women. There are some women who take advantage of that. I say some, emphasis on the word some, because it's like you hate men so much because society conditions us to hate each other. And if anyone tries to speak out against it, it's like, well, fuck you. You're a piece of shit for saying anything. And I'm like, hashtag power to the people. Like those nachos look disgustingly unhealthy, and oh, they were so tasty. And it's like, oh great, now he's squeezing a booger out of his nose. That's lovely. But like it's the weekend. One of my fangirls was like, Sydney Watson suing somebody, and this guy has an opinion on it. What are your opinions on what this guy has to say? And I'm like, you're hearing it right now, dude. Uh, oh, fuck. Whoo! Oh, fuck me. Oh, God, that's the smell of hypocrisy, dude. 100%. Every time I hear guys like this bitch about women and then bitch about like how women don't respect our rights, I'm like, well, that goes both ways, my dude. If you don't respect women's rights and women's liberation, then you can't expect them to be the same way towards men's liberation. Dare I say it? Male empowerment. I'm like, here's the thing of it, man. It's 2023. I would love to see women and men just get along. Be like, I'm so tired of women accusing us all of being sexist assholes. Just as I'm sure women are sick and tired of being accused of being cunty little bitches. See what I'm saying? Like all this negative energy. A little bit of negativity gives you some backbone and spine, but like too much of it, and it just creates drama. You know. I love wearing my Aussie shades, but like I can't see out of them, so I'll put these bastards back on. I saw these at Walmart when I was getting them. I went to the eye doctor, and then Walmart had my prescription on hand at their eyeglasses store, and I saw these frames, and instantly, because when I was a kid, I had glasses with a bridge across the top, you know. I saw these, I'm like, they're gold colored, and it made me think of Ozzy Osbourne and Elvis Presley when I saw these glasses. So I was like, I want that one. I want that pair. I'm like, could you make those transition? Sweet. So then when I step outside to have a cigarette, my fucking glasses turn into Ozzy shades. And some of the crap I go off on my channel about, people are gonna be like, "Oh, that's super controversial, or that's super edgy," and I'm over here like, I'm like, based off this guy's, like, I don't want to sit through 2 hours of this crap. Like, I'd rather spend 2 hours just talking about everything else on my channel than sit here and be like, okay, so some sexist, homophobic lawyer fucking hates Sydney Watson, so